If you dropped a modern human into a fight with an average person from Ursers Ling years ago, it wouldn't be close. Not because of muscle, because of bone density, grip strength, and raw physical capacity that most of us have completely lost. So what happened to us? We think of progress as an upward line, smarter, healthier, better. And in many ways that's true, but physically something strange happened along the way. Skeletal remains from tens of thousands of years ago consistently show denser bones, thicker joints, and stronger muscle attachment points than modern humans, even modern athletes. We didn't just get smarter. In a very real physical sense, we got weaker. Ancient humans didn't need a gym because ordinary survival was a full-body workout every single day for their entire lives. Walking long distances to forage, carrying water and food back to camp, digging, climbing, throwing spears, dragging carcasses, none of this was exercise. It was just Tuesday. This constant, varied physical demand built bodies capable of sustained strength and endurance, far beyond what a modern person achieves even with intentional training. Researchers studying skeletal remains have found bone density and joint structure in ancient humans that resembles modern elite athletes, except this wasn't a small group of specialists. This was the average adult. Agriculture, transportation, and eventually industrialization systematically removed the physical tasks that used to be unavoidable. You no longer need to walk miles for water. It comes out of a tap. You don't need to hunt or forage for food. It's stored, transported, and delivered. Each of these innovations solved a real problem, but they also quietly eliminated the physical stress that had been building strong bodies for hundreds of thousands of years. Bones and muscles respond to mechanical demand, stress them consistently, and they adapt by growing stronger. Remove that stress, generation after generation, and the body simply doesn't build what it doesn't need. This isn't really about willpower or laziness. It's about an environment that no longer requires the same physical baseline just to stay alive. What's genuinely surprising is how quickly this physical decline occurred once agriculture and settled living began. Studies comparing skeletal remains before and after the shift to farming in the same regions show measurable decreases in bone density and robustness within just a few thousand years. A blink of an eye compared to how long it took to build that strength in the first place. This tells us something important. Physical strength wasn't primarily genetic destiny. It was largely a direct response to how physically demanding daily life actually was. Change the demand, and the body changes with it, for better or worse, far faster than most people assume. Here's the part that should feel encouraging rather than discouraging. Modern humans, given the same physical demands ancient humans faced, can develop remarkably similar strength and bone density. Studies of modern populations that still live physically demanding lifestyles, certain rural farming communities, some hunter-gatherer groups that still exist today, show significantly stronger bone density and muscle development than typical sedentary modern populations. Now, this means the weakness isn't a permanent downgrade baked into who we are now. It's closer to a setting that adjusts based on what your body is actually asked to do, day after day, year after year. Which means the real story isn't that modern humans became a weaker species. It's that most of us stopped needing to be strong to survive, and our bodies, being efficient, simply stopped building strength we no longer required. The ancient human wasn't stronger because they were a different, tougher kind of person. They were stronger because their entire life demanded it every single day, with no option to opt out. So the next time you feel out of breath climbing a few flights of stairs, or notice how sore a single hard workout leaves you, remember, your body isn't broken, and it isn't fundamentally worse than your ancestors. It's simply responding accurately to a world that stopped demanding what it used to demand every day for hundreds of thousands of years. If you want to see exactly how physically demanding a single ordinary day actually was, then years ago, hit subscribe. This is Ancestral Line.